Sponsors for Sto Lat with Ania are Sto Lat Bar, a restaurant bar featuring European-inspired cuisine, 4475 Transit Road at Eastern Hills. Cruz-Chiki Bakery, combining old-world European treats with modern-day fare in Lancaster and Eastern Hills. Are you interested in featuring Simply Pierogi on your menu? Perfect for your restaurant or venue. Contact us today. Events by Sto Lat. Planning an event? Host it with us. Transit Road in Eastern Hills. And Pierogi Pete's, now open at Casey and Transit Road in Amherst.
Hello everyone, it's Ania Dushan. Welcome to Sto Lat with Ania. It's cooking, conversations, and cocktails. On this edition, we welcome Dr. Ephraim Atwal. Find out about his amazing personal and professional connection to Poland as we sample one of his hearty favorites. Then, Cody taps our Polish beer kegs to pour your favorite suds, while I share a sweet secret with the brew. And more with Dr. Atwal on not only how he uses his cutting-edge technology, but how he gives back to the community. We have a place for you at the table from our beautiful location at Eastern Hills. Welcome to Sto Lat with Ania. Sto Lat. Hello everyone and welcome to Sto Lat with Ania. And I am so excited to have Dr. Atwal with me.
Hello.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
You are amazing.
Well, that's very sweet of you to say.
Yes, at what you do in the community, and I know I've met you just recently,
Yeah.
and I just thought it would be so great to have you on the show and talk about your roots, and then of course, you know, how you became a doctor and
Sure.
your favorite food, which is Polish, and it's Bigos today. So Dr. Atwal's, one of his favorite Polish dishes is Bigos, so
Yeah.
we are cooking that up today. We'll have the recipe for you. It's just a lot of ingredients that would be kind of hard to cover.
Figures that'd be difficult.
Yes, but tell me about how you started. Dr. Atwal is very, well known in the community, and his dad, and tell me how it kind of started with you back in Poland,
Sure.
where you studied, and all that good stuff.
So it actually it starts from a very young age. My father was an ophthalmologist, is an ophthalmologist, and
Okay.
still practices a little bit here in Western New York. I was convinced from a very young age to be a physician. My family was very sweet about it and didn't, force me into ophthalmology or anything like that. But
Okay.
genetics are genetics, and
Of course.
I just happened to fall in line with
That's what happened
the
here.
family business.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I was younger, I benefited from my family doing a lot of charity work all over the world. And my father created this organization called Sight for Poland. It was started in the 90s, in the early 90s, and so there was 4 sabbatical trips, 92, 3, 4, and 6. And so we went on these mission trips where Dad was, donating equipment, teaching cataract surgery and laser work to the physicians, the ophthalmologists in Poland. And he was really wonderful about bringing me along for all of these. So it wasn't about a family trip as much as it was an educational experience to ensure that not only did I see the good work that he was doing and how it impacted the world, but also that it would serve as an educational component so that I would one day be able to do the same thing for the community.
How old were you at the time?
Let's see, when we started doing it, I was 12.
Amazing. So
Yeah.
what part of Poland did you mostly
So,
spend a lot of time at?
So we were all over the place, from Warsaw, Gdańsk.
Gdańsk is where I was born.
That's right. Yeah, there's that
that's my
beautiful
town.
mural in your
Yes.
Sto Lat that shows that off. And we worked all the way down south to Krakow, where ultimately I ended up going to medical school. And those were really great trips because, as you can recall, and every Polish American can recall, John Paul was certainly a huge influence, and he was in the Polish community and all over Poland, of course. And so we had a couple of the sabbatical trips ended up at the Vatican, where John Paul was hosting us and welcoming Dad and our delegation to make sure that we were giving thanks. And I didn't do anything, but I was certainly it was fun to see, and it was inspirational. So as you know, the Pope John Paul was from Katowice, from that area, and studied at Jagiellonian, and so that was an inspiration for me, and ultimately I ended up going there. I graduated from medical school here in '96 from Nichols High School, and then moved at 18 years old to Krakow, and spent the next 6 years of my life there.
6 years.
Yeah.
Did you pick up any Polish?
I did.
You did?
I did. Well, yeah.
You fell in love with Polish women. I know that.
I married a beautiful Polish girl. That's right.
Yes.
And so yeah, it was a wonderful experience. And yeah, talking, learning Polish, learning the language, learning the food was a huge influence on me, and has absolutely helped to create who I am today. And my beautiful Polish children, and it's been a special experience and something that I cherish greatly.
That is a beautiful story.
Yeah.
I was honestly so intrigued the first time I heard just tidbits of it,
Yeah.
and I thought, oh my gosh, we have to become friends. He's just so wonderful.
That's
But I
sweet
think
of you.
it's honestly wonderful how everybody has a story,
Yeah.
right? And when you really dig deep into other people's friends, acquaintances, business partners, when you learn about their stories, you're like, wow, that is really cool.
Yeah. And my
6 years
first
incredible.
Bigos experience was
Yes, tell me
on one of
about
those
Bigos.
sabbatical missions, one of those sabbatical trips too. We were on a drive from Warsaw.
I think you have to mix it up.
I probably should.
I might be burning on a bottom right now.
That's a good idea.
So we prepared. We were ready. Oh gosh, it got hot really
It
fast.
did. Yeah, it did. We should probably
Smells
turn
so
the heat
good.
down just
So
a hair.
what was your favorite part about Bigos when you? Tell me.
So we were traveling from Warsaw down to I forgot where we were heading to. I don't know. Maybe it was like Łódź or something like that. And we stopped. We had this wonderful guide who took us to a small little castle type setup in the middle of Poland, Walowice,
Okay.
which is where Napoleon used to have romantic trips with a Polish countess at the time.
Okay.
And it's now a horse farm, and it's this beautiful, beautiful place. And so the people that ran the facility had this wonderful experience for us out in the fields. These horses, trotting around, and it was really quite magical. And Bigos was what they served. It was my first experience with it, and I just thought it was the most magical thing in the world. So ever since, it's like one of those things where, people have, when they see certain things on a menu, they have to order it. Bigos is that thing for me in a Polish restaurant. Whenever I see it, I have to order it.
Wow, our Bigos is wonderful, and I know there's so many different recipes, and we did introduce this a while back on one of our shows. And what is your favorite part of the Bigos? Do you like the sausage? Do you like the pork? Or just the all the way around, the flavors just come together so nicely?
I think all of it. It's there's an old Indian saying that when you if you examine a flower too much and you break it down into its individual parts, it's no longer a flower. And Bigos is very much like that for me. I think that it has to be the whole thing in its entirety in order to be Bigos.
Thing.
Yeah.
It's so funny. I actually we had Russell on one of our episodes, and I actually had him sample a bunch of Polish food, and I had no idea he hated cabbage.
Oh, is that right?
I was like, oh darn!
Yeah.
But good thing I had sweets, because you can sell anybody on sweets.
That's true. That's
but,
very true.
I do love Bigos, and I think it serves so nicely with a nice piece of rye bread
Absolutely.
and some butter.
Of course. With those cold fall days, there's something special about that. It's warming and it's inviting, and it just feels like a very homemade dish.
It really does. And fall is coming, winter's coming, Buffalo winters.
Football
we love
weather,
those.
yeah,
Yes,
it's perfect football
and what a
weather.
great stew to just put out on a table, and it's just perfect. So again, we'll have the recipe on. Let's talk about your favorite drink, which we could not make today. We'll have something different. But I know you had a favorite drink with your Bigos.
I did, yeah. So outside of beer, and Żywiec was one of the things that I lived on in medical school. Being 18 years old and living in Europe,
I get it.
Beer is something that you welcome with open arms. But there was a drink that was very popular when I was there. It was called a tatanka, which is taken from Dances with Wolves.
Yes.
Tatanka was the name of the buffalo in the movie. Or in the dialect that the natives used. And in Poland, there was this special type of vodka, which apparently is the illegal portion here in New York State.
It's very illegal in New York State, and I really wanted to have it at Table Talk, but we can't offer it here. We'd love to.
It figures
it's kind of
even
like a moonshine,
yeah,
right?
exactly. It figures even the drink I'd like is controversial, right? So, but yeah, this drink it's a vodka type moonshine that's brewed with the grass from where the bison drink their water in Poland, and it's mixed with apple juice. So it's kind of it's a unique drink. It's a unique flavor, and I don't think I could probably tolerate it very well these days, being all the sugar and the apple juice and everything else. But it was a lot of fun to drink when we were students.
I love, again, what you've done, and your dad is still involved with the practice, of course.
Yeah, he still sees some patients a couple days a week,
Okay.
and I benefit greatly from his experience and his wisdom, and it's wonderful still having him around.
I have met your dad,
Yeah.
and he's so sweet.
He is.
And I know you've been around here at Sto Lat often.
Yeah, that's right.
You have a
We
great
love it here.
team. Thank you. I just think it's just such a beautiful connection. Like I said, you just never know what kind of story they have, but knowing that you studied in Krakow, it was all of a sudden like, oh, he's my bestie now, So we're just so happy to have you
Thank
here.
you so much.
We will eat some Bigos.
Wonderful.
At a table talk. We'll
Okay.
talk some more.
Awesome.
Maybe we'll have a piece of bread and a cocktail that's
Perfect.
legal in New York State.
It's a great way to start the day.
We'll
I'm
see
very
what Cody
excited.
cooks up for us. Thank you so much for joining us, and until Table Talk with Dr. Atwal. And we're back. Sto Lat with Ania and Cody at the bar. Cody's been having a lot of sleepless nights, so he might look a little tired because he's a brand new dad. But yes, Teddy's doing great, and we are just so excited to have him in our lives, right?
He's so cute.
Is he so cute?
So cute.
That's all Cody says. He's just so cute.
I just
He
love
really
his
is.
face.
Yeah, we all love his face. We just want to eat him up. But we'll talk about beer today. So at Sto Lat Bar, we have 3 Polish different options of beer.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the beer we
We
offer.
have Tiski, we have Okochin, we
Okay.
have Żywiec. We also have Żywiec on draft for those that prefer draft.
Yes.
And then this thing that you like to do.
I love the syrup.
The syrup.
So this is fun fact. My parents, early 80s in Gdańsk, Poland, purchased a soda cart. And the soda cart was basically soda water and several different syrups. And that's what they would sell. They would sit on the side of the street and say, "What would you like to drink today?" So that is kind of how I learned about the syrups and the flavors and how great they could make a drink. And I like it in my beer, and a lot of people do as well. So you can get a shot or half a shot of your raspberry syrup with your beer, and it kind of takes that bitterness away. And yeah, it's just a great way to drink our Polish beer.
It's different.
It's different. We
Something
like to be
different.
different.
Yeah. I guess
So
let's try it, right?
we're gonna do a little Żywiec. Do you like syrup in it?
I don't know. I might.
I know
I can't remember the last time
Dr.
I had it
Atwal
like this.
likes it straight up. So no syrup for him, but I love the syrup. The more, the better.
I feel like I haven't had it this way in a while, so
Well, let's do
let's
it.
see. Let's see
I
what's
feel like
going
we
on.
have so many things to celebrate these days. Life is good. Baby's amazing. And we just love what we do every single day. So we need to cheers to life. Thanks
Cheers.
for being here.
Of course.
Our favorite. My favorite son, Cody. Wow. They're all my favorite. Today he's my favorite. Cheers. What do you think?
It's good.
It's
Sweet.
really good.
It's good though.
It's sweet. Not too
Fruity.
sweet. Cheers. We'll see you back at Sto Lat. Thanks for joining us. My name is Ania Dushan, one of the owners here at our amazing European lounge. We have 3 concepts under one roof. The major one is Sto Lat Bar and Restaurant. Once you finish dinner, you can come over and have a coffee or tea and something really delicious and sweet.
So we go from a traditional to contemporary atmosphere with our menu. A lot of what we focus on primarily is European in origin, but we also take in consideration our own region and add a lot of Buffalo flair to those different menu ideas.
We wanted to have people walk in the door and be wowed. We wanted them to be like, wow, I don't feel like I'm in Buffalo. We hunted down the right bar stools, the right chairs, the right tables. this is a destination place. You come once, you'll come again.
Welcome back at Table Talk with Sto Lat with Ania and Dr. Atwal.
Thank you
Can
for
I call you
having
by
me.
your name?
You can call me
What's your
Dr.
first
Atwal, you
name?
can call me Ephraim, you can call me
Ephraim.
whatever makes you
Okay.
comfortable.
Wow, I know, it just seems like so proper to call you Dr. Atwal, but Dr. Atwal
I prefer
is...
Ephraim. so,
Ephraim,
yeah.
great, thank you. We have all become friends here, and
We have.
it's been so wonderful to have you here at Sto Lat, and I know you've been doing so many different things with seminars
Yeah.
based on your your practice, and
Sure.
tell me more about what the Atwal Care does here.
I'm going
in
to try
the
to talk and
community.
eat if that's okay.
And then we'll also drink. We actually have Żywiec on tap.
Yes,
We
which I'm
have
very excited
a
for.
raspberry syrup, which is delicious. You're not a fan because you like a straight up beer.
I do.
I love my raspberry syrup, so this is what we do. At least the ladies love it. Takes kind of like, takes the bitterness away a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's like a Polish wine cooler version. I guess,
Yes,
or
look
something
at that.
like
Looks so beautiful.
Yeah, it's
So
super,
that's
super-
mine, that's
and
yours.
They're delicious, and they're beautiful in the summertime. I just prefer good old-fashioned Polish Żywiec.
I
so.
get it. And with Bigos, I mean, you couldn't go wrong
No,
on a
this is
piece of rye
perfect.
bread, right?
Oh, this is ideal. This is heaven for me, so I'm very excited.
So tell me about Dr. Atwal Eye Care.
Yeah,
What do you do?
so I was very fortunate to be born into a family that practiced medicine on different levels. My mother was an RN here locally at ECMC for many years. My father started off his career in neurology and then transferred into ophthalmology shortly after he started working here in the country. He's originally from India.
Were you born here?
I was born here. I was born
Okay.
in Miller Fillmore down the street from here.
Okay. My boys were as well.
Where they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm a Western New York Buffalo boy through and through. But yeah, my father started the practice in the late 80s.
Okay.
He started in a small facility on Harlem Road, not too far from here, but in the heart of Cheektowaga, essentially, right off of the 33. There was a restaurant there called Peter K's, was right across the street
Yeah,
from
I
there.
remember that.
And so he eventually started the current practice, at least the practice in its current iteration, down the street on Harlem Road, and we've been there since 1990.
Okay.
And yeah, it's been a fantastic relationship working with the Western New York community, working with my father since I've been back here in Buffalo, and yeah, the practice is. Gone through transformations and evolved throughout the years, but essentially we have 7 operating rooms in our surgery center. We've specialized in all forms of general eye care, but for the most part we are a surgical facility, being ophthalmologists that are surgical physicians. We specialize in cataract surgery, corneal transplant surgery, LASIK. We do glaucoma surgeries, glaucoma care, just about everything that, we're actually bringing in. We've had plastics in the past, and we're bringing in plastics very soon. Yeah, there's basically, outside of retina care, we do some general retina care as well, but for the most part, anything that we can do for the eye, it can be handled at Atwal Eye Care.
And I love the fact that you do a ton of seminars. So you talk about,
So good.
thank you. So I know it's your favorite.
Nice and salty too, I love it.
And but I love the seminars. I love the educational piece because it really
Yeah.
makes people very comfortable.
Yeah.
I know you offer that often.
People are always scared of their eyes,
Yep.
right? I mean, I think it's
Sure.
very normal.
I know I would be.
Yeah, I've had eye surgery. I know how terrifying it can be. So we do seminars, and we've been very fortunate to have several of our most recent seminars here at Sto Lat, and you do a fantastic job of hosting us. So,
Thank
yeah, we've had great experiences here. Typically, they are to educate people on common misconceptions about surgery, kind of demystify the whole concept of eye surgery, and just how easy it really can be.
Because the recovery is really not that long.
Yeah, I mean,
considering what it.
certainly depending on the
benefits.
type of surgery you're having, yeah, it
Sure, and
absolutely.
I know, I'm sure, every surgery is different.
For sure.
But the benefits are so wonderful to be able
Absolutely.
to get up,
You know,
out of bed with no glasses.
I think, despite the fact that people are so terrified of having eye surgery, it is such an important connection with your environment, with your world. Whether it's, sitting here and enjoying a beautiful meal and seeing what's on the table and seeing your family around you, interacting with your environment, taking your pills in the morning, just reading the shampoo from the gel bottles in the shower. Simple little things, right?
Yes, because I will say with age, it starts to change.
It
And I
does.
tell my husband all the time, I'm like, I don't know, things are starting to look a little blurry. And they really do.
It does.
And I've always said 20/20 vision, and
Yeah.
it's kind of scary when your eyes change.
It is, yeah.
Where I thought, well, is there something wrong with me, or is it really just my eyes and it's the age?
There's nothing wrong with you, Anna. I can promise that. But I will say this, that taking your eyes seriously and your vision seriously is important, and that's part of why we do the seminars as frequently as we do, to make sure that the public is engaged with their own health care and that they're taking their vision seriously.
Yes, yes.
But yeah, so we've been around for since the late '80s. We have a lot of good relationships, not only with Sto Lat here and with your fantastic organization, but also with the Buffalo Bills. We work with the team ophthalmologist for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
We work with several of the players in the off season, several of them during the on season. We work with the trainers frequently.
Okay.
We have a great relationship with them. We try to do a lot in the community, so giving back is part of our ethos at Atwal Eye Care. It's critical to who we are, both spiritually, but also as physicians in the community.
So tell me a little bit more, because I know I've just heard there's a big partnership with Vaughn's Vision.
Yeah.
And what is it like working with Von Miller? I think it's just so cool.
It is very cool.
It's cool, but I also feel like it's a dedication, right? I mean, it's time, it's efforts, but it's how grateful or gratifying it must be to be able to give back. So tell me a little bit about the partnership.
I mean, it's when he was brought here to Buffalo, to Western New York, we were super thrilled to have him both on the Buffalo Bills, but also as a partner to work with his organization, Vaughn's Vision, which provides glasses and spectacles to children who might not have the ability to obtain them themselves. And so we work with Vaughn's Vision. We provided the facility and all the resources, all the doctors, the opticians, everything basically to get these kids in glasses. And this year we're giving 2 glasses per child, so that just in case they have a backup. I mean, I remember when I was a kid.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
you break them all the time.
You break them all the time. You're holding together with like dental floss and duct tape or whatever you got.
So not just one pair of glasses, it's 2 pairs
Two
of
pairs,
glasses
because
per
you get a
child.
backup.
That's amazing.
And so now we have this great this situation where we don't have to do it just on Vaughn's Vision Day.
Yeah.
We have a locker at our Abbott Road location where we can actually offer these glasses throughout the year. So we're going to do monthly initiatives at Atwal Eye Care where these kids can come in and get free eyewear and be able to function in school and be functioning in sports and participate with their friends in just about every activity that they want to.
So who really qualifies for?
It's difficult to say exactly, in a situation like this, but I think, ultimately, if you're having vision issues, you should absolutely seek the help of an eye care professional. We're happy to take care of you at Atwal Eye Care, but the important thing is go wherever you're comfortable and go see somebody. Don't be scared of your eye doctor. I promise you, we love all of our patients. We just want people to be seeing well and being healthier.
Yes.
So.
And your dad's still involved. Your
He
mom is the
is.
one that pushed you into the industry, well, a little bit, just, I guess, right?
My mother was very militant about me being a physician from a very young age.
Yeah, I love
she would
it.
wake me up and shake me up in the middle of the night. What are you going to be when you grow up?
Yeah.
I used to mess with her and say things other than physician, just
Right,
to
right.
be,
Just
be
to
fun.
mess with
But
her a
no,
little
it
bit,
was-
yeah.
But it was always physician from a very young age.
Very cool. Well, we are just so grateful, to have you at our table talk today.
Thank you so much.
I'm so happy that you love Polish food.
I do.
Like I said, I was so grateful and excited to know that you studied in Krakow. My middle son studied there, but only for about six weeks.
Sure.
And so did my niece.
Yeah.
So you really
Beautiful
there's so
town.
many. It really is a beautiful
Stunning.
town, and even you don't have to speak English to even be there, which
Sure.
is the best part. But you will definitely pick up the culture, the
Absolutely.
the anything important that you'd like to say in Polish. As we all know, this is my hometown, Gdańsk.
Yeah.
But Krakow is really just so beautiful. It has
It
the
is.
most beautiful square. And I love the connection here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And thank you for being here.
Thank you for the food.
Cheers.
Na zdrowie.
Cheers, Dr.
Thank you so
Atwal
much.
and your
I appreciate
family.
it.
Thank you so much. And until next time. I would like to thank my special guests and, of course, Cody at the bar. For all the recipes and information on the show, go to our Facebook page and our social media. Thank you for watching us. Sto Lat with Ania. Until next time.
Sponsors for Sto Lat with Ania are Sto Lat Bar, a restaurant bar featuring European-inspired cuisine, 4475 Transit Road at Eastern Hills. Cody Bakery, combining old-world European treats with modern-day fare in Lancaster and Eastern Hills. Are you interested in featuring Simply Pierogi on your menu? Perfect for your restaurant or venue. Contact us today. Events by Sto Lat. Planning an event? Host it with us. Transit Road in Eastern Hills. And Pierogi Pete's, now open at Casey and Transit Road in Amherst.